Few things make headlines like the death of a celebrity. Even if you've never met them, the passing of a famous person can come as quite a shock, especially if they happen to die on the same day as another important figure. Here's a look at some celebrities who freakishly died on the same day. Farrah Fawcett rose to fame during her run as one-third of Charlie's Angels, and just so happens to be the subject of the best-selling pinup poster of all time. Unfortunately, at age 62, Fawcett succumbed to a rare form of cancer in a Santa Monica hospital on June 25, 2009. However, news of her passing was quickly overshadowed in the media by Michael Jackson, who died later that same day due to an overdose of medications administered by his own doctor. The King of Pop rose to fame with his brothers in the Jackson 5 before moonwalking his way to global stardom as a solo artist and creating unforgettable hits such as Thriller and Billie Jean. Jackson's doctor, Conrad Murray, was charged with involuntary manslaughter in February 2010 and served 2 years in prison for his role in the star's untimely death. Italian film director Federico Fellini was famous for pushing the boundaries of what film could say and do. Described by Time magazine as brilliant and mad, Fellini's films are well known for their imaginative, sometimes shocking content. The director was 73 when he passed away from cardiac arrest on Halloween in 1993. Though internationally renowned, Fellini's death was overshadowed in the States by the untimely passing of River Phoenix, who died of a drug overdose the same day. A teen idol in the 80s and early 90s, Phoenix made his name in films like Stand By Me and Running on Empty. Contrary to his clean image, however, Phoenix was living a secret, drug-fueled life. On Halloween night 1993, Phoenix began having seizures outside the Viper Room in LA, ultimately dying due to a lethal mixture of morphine and cocaine. Few frontmen have made an impact as significant as Freddie Mercury. From his incredible stage presence to his remarkable vocal range, Mercury and his bandmates in Queen are recognized as some of the greatest performers in rock and roll history. While he was a powerhouse on stage, Mercury was a famously private individual, so when rumors began circulating in the 1980s about his declining health, Mercury chose not to address them. It wasn't until November of 1991 that the famous frontman released a statement acknowledging he had been diagnosed as HIV positive and had developed AIDS. Only a day later, on November 24th, Mercury passed away at his home. Across the ocean, Kiss drummer Eric Carr had fallen ill in early 1991. He was diagnosed with heart cancer, according to the LA Times, and despite undergoing both surgery and chemotherapy, passed away on November 24th, 1991. Carr had replaced drummer Peter Criss in 1980 and stayed with Kiss for 11 years, recording 8 albums. He was only 41 when he passed. Though Mahatma Gandhi and Orville Wright had almost nothing in common, both men left a lasting influence throughout the world. Along with his brother Wilbur, Orville Wright is credited with essentially creating modern aviation. The Wright brothers' historic 1903 flight was the first instance of a controlled, sustained flight in a powered, heavier-than-air vehicle, a breakthrough that paved the way for air travel as we know it today. However, Orville Wright never experienced the joys of flying first class, as the 79-year-old passed away on January 30th, 1948. Gandhi, meanwhile, inspired civil rights around the world through his peaceful acts of civil disobedience. Known for his passive resistance approach to political dissent, Gandhi spent his life fighting against oppression, seeking India's independence from Britain, and promoting peace between Muslims and Hindus. Unfortunately, on January 30th, 1948, the 78-year-old leader was assassinated while on his way to a prayer meeting. Margaret Thatcher was the longest-serving Prime Minister of England in the 20th century, with a tenure surpassing 11 years. That's a decent run at any job, let alone running an entire country. Thatcher is widely considered Britain's most important politician in the post-war era, though her legacy is internationally known. In 2011, Meryl Streep won an Oscar for her portrayal of Thatcher in the 2011 film based on her life, The Iron Lady. Thatcher, who had dementia, never saw the film before suffering a stroke and passing away on April 8, 2013. The former prime minister was 87 years old. Across the ocean, American actress Annette Funicello passed away the same day as Thatcher due to multiple sclerosis-related complications. Funicello had been a staple of American pop culture since appearing in the Mickey Mouse Club as a teenager, but the actress was perhaps best known for starring in the Beach Party film series of the 1960s. Funicello was 70 at the time of her death. While John Adams and Thomas Jefferson are known in American history for their work on the Declaration of Independence, not many people know of the more eerie connection these founding fathers share. The second and third presidents, respectively, Adams and Jefferson's friendship decayed into a bitter rivalry for a time due to opposing political viewpoints. However, the two were able to rekindle their friendship once neither was in charge of the country, and remained close until dying within hours of one another on July 4, 1826, exactly 50 years after signing the Declaration of Independence. independence. Talk about a freaky coincidence. Legend has it that the last sentence the 90-year-old Adams muttered before he died was "Thomas Jefferson still survives." While there's little proof of that, Adams would have been wrong anyway. Jefferson died 5 hours prior to Adams's death.